Anyone can scream, anyone can insult, anyone can lose control, but remaining composed while being tested, that is rare. You need to understand something. Most people are not strong enough to stay focused for long periods of time. That's why they laugh. That's why they mock discipline. That's why they try to turn everything serious into a joke. Because deep down, seeing someone resist distraction reminds them of everything they failed to control within themselves. But you cannot live according to the emotional level of distracted people. You have already seen what weakness does to a man. You have seen what happens when someone becomes a slave to impulses, comfort, validation, laziness, cheap pleasure, endless entertainment. You saw how it endleads people from the inside until they no longer even recognize themselves. And maybe you experienced that darkness yourself. Maybe there were moments where your own mind became heavy. Moments where you lost direction. Moments where you were tired of fighting yourself every single day. But that struggle changed you. Because once a man survives internal battles, external noise starts losing power. That is the part nobody talks about. Real strength is not becoming emotionless. Real strength is reaching a point where insults no longer control your nervous system, where mockery no longer changes your path, where people can misunderstand you, doubt you, laugh at you, and you still continue moving forward without needing revenge or validation. That is power. And most people will never reach it because they are addicted to reacting. One comment destroys their peace. One rejection destroys their confidence. One difficult season destroys their discipline. But you are slowly becoming different. You are learning how to remain calm while chaos tries to enter your mind. That is why you must stop explaining yourself to everybody. Not everyone deserves access to your vision. Some people only understand comfort. Some only understand pleasure. Some only understand trends, gossip, cheap entertainment, and temporary excitement. If you speak about discipline, purpose, faith, self-control, sacrifice, they will look at you strangely because your mindset exposes the emptiness of theirs. So stop expecting deep understanding from shallow people. You do not need applause to continue. You do not need approval to improve your life. And you definitely do not need to become louder than clowns to prove your worth. Silence is often the strongest response. There is something powerful about a man who no longer feels the need to react emotionally to every attack. Because emotional control intimidates people. Anyone can scream. Anyone can insult. Anyone can lose control. But remaining composed while being tested, that is rare. You must become dangerous in silence. Not dangerous through anger. Not dangerous through ego, dangerous through discipline. Wake up when you said you would. Train when you do not feel like it. Stay loyal to your principles when temptation appears. Keep your faith during difficult seasons. Keep building while nobody believes in you yet. That is how you separate yourself from average people, not through words, through endurance. And understand this carefully. The world is full of people who secretly surrender to themselves every day. They surrender to distraction, to lust, to fear, to weakness, to excuses, to laziness, to comfort. Then they see someone trying to master himself, and suddenly they become uncomfortable. Why? Because discipline forces people to confront their own lack of control. That is why clowns exist everywhere. Some laugh because they are insecure. Some mock because they are empty. Some attack because your determination reminds them of their own unfinished battles. Do not hate them. Most people are spiritually weak and mentally scattered. That is punishment enough. Just do not become one of them. Protect your mind carefully. Modern life is designed to destroy focus. Everything competes for your attention now, your energy, your soul, your discipline. And weak people willingly hand themselves over to distraction every single day without resistance. You cannot afford that, because the moment a man loses control of his attention, he slowly loses control of his life. That is why solitude became important for you, not because you hate people, but because silence helps you hear yourself again. In silence, you remember your goals. In silence, you become honest with yourself. In silence, you rebuild. A distracted world fears silence, because silence reveals truth, and truth changes men. You are not supposed to be understood by everyone anymore. Some people are still asleep mentally, still chasing noise, still addicted to approval, still running from themselves. Let them. Your path is different now. You are learning how to become uncheckable. A man who controls himself becomes difficult to manipulate, difficult to distract, difficult to break. And once you reach that level internally, mockery becomes background noise. You stop taking small attacks personally because your mind is focused on something bigger than temporary opinions. That is freedom. Not freedom from pain, not freedom from struggle. Freedom from being controlled by fools. So keep going. Keep building quietly. Keep sharpening your mind. Keep strengthening your body. Keep protecting your spirit. And remember, the strongest man in the room is rarely the loudest one. It is usually the man who mastered himself so deeply that chaos no longer enters him.